In the world of extreme off-road recovery, few stories are as widely followed as that of a well-known Utah-based rescuer who built a career pulling stranded vehicles out of some of the harshest desert terrain in the American Southwest. Operating across regions like southern Utah, northern Arizona, and Nevada, his work involves recovering rental cars, overlanders, and side-by-side vehicles stuck in sand, rocks, and remote wilderness. While audiences see thrilling rescues on screen, the reality behind the scenes has often been far more complex, shaped by financial pressure, technical challenges, personal strain, and controversy that unfolded as his reputation grew. Early struggles in off-road recovery. When he first began taking recovery calls around the late 2000s, the operation was far from polished or profitable. Without advanced winches, heavy-duty rigs, or long synthetic cables, many early jobs required manual improvisation. Extensions had to be dragged across sand by hand, and setups often involved walking back and forth repeatedly just to extend reach. What appeared simple from the outside often turned into hours of exhausting labor, testing both endurance and patience as each recovery demanded creative problem-solving in unpredictable terrain. Harsh desert conditions and financial pressure. The deserts of the Southwest are unforgiving, with soft sand, extreme heat, and isolated locations that quickly trap vehicles. In areas such as dune parks and remote valleys, even basic recoveries can become complex operations. Clients often faced significant bills due to the difficulty of the work, sometimes reaching hundreds or more depending on the situation. Despite this, the operator frequently absorbed costs through fuel, equipment wear, and occasional discounts, creating a financial imbalance where effort and expense did not always match earnings. Equipment, failures, and self-recovery challenges. As recovery work intensified, equipment strain became a constant issue. Vehicles would sometimes become stuck during rescues, forcing self-recovery efforts that were as demanding as client jobs. Winch lines snapped, rigs broke under tension, and parts wore out faster than they could be replaced. Custom-built recovery vehicles required continuous modification and repair, each adjustment consuming time and money. These repeated setbacks highlighted the unpredictability of the profession and the thin margin between success and mechanical failure in extreme environments. Learning content creation under pressure. As online video platforms grew, documenting recoveries became part of the business. However, transitioning into content creation introduced an entirely new set of challenges. Editing software was difficult to master, footage was often lost or corrupted, and audio issues were common. Uploading large files from remote areas added further delays. Despite these frustrations, documenting the recoveries became essential for growth, turning real-world off-road rescues into stories shared with a global audience, even as production demands increased significantly over time. Expansion and operational strain. As popularity increased, so did the scale of operations. More recoveries meant more staff, more vehicles, and higher maintenance demands. Travel costs, fuel consumption, and equipment upgrades began to accumulate rapidly. What once had been a small, flexible operation evolved into a structured business requiring coordination and planning. This expansion brought visibility and opportunity, but also introduced constant pressure to maintain efficiency while continuing to produce engaging content for a growing audience base. Financial struggles and payment disputes. Despite growing attention, financial stability remained inconsistent. Recovery jobs involving insurance companies or large vehicles, such as trucks and RVs, sometimes resulted in delayed or reduced payments. The complexity of billing, combined with operational costs, created ongoing cash flow challenges. In some cases, the effort required for a recovery far exceeded the compensation received. These financial inconsistencies added stress to an already demanding business model, where risk and reward were often unevenly balanced. Public attention and increased risk. As the audience expanded, every recovery became public-facing content. This visibility brought both support and criticism. Viewers praised successful rescues, but also scrutinized mistakes, decision-making, and safety practices. The need for engaging footage occasionally intersected with operational risk, requiring careful judgment in difficult environments. balancing authenticity, safety, and entertainment value became increasingly complicated, as each recovery was now not only a job, but also a performance viewed by millions online. Alleged internal conflict and betrayal. According to accounts shared within the broader narrative of the business, tensions eventually developed between the operator and a close associate involved in the company's operations. This individual, referred to anonymously in reports, was once part of the inner circle and understood both the filming process and business structure. Over time, disagreements reportedly escalated regarding revenue sharing and recognition. Claims suggest that demands for a significantly larger financial stake led to conflict, though details remain based on disputed accounts rather than independently verified facts. Legal pressure and compounding stress. Alongside internal disputes, the operator also faced external legal and regulatory scrutiny connected to earlier business practices. Reports describe a period of heightened pressure involving legal review, documentation demands, and reputational concerns. During this time, internal disagreements allegedly intensified, further complicating an already stressful situation. Whether through business negotiations or formal legal processes, the combined strain contributed to one of the most difficult phases in the company's development, affecting both operations and public perception. Major recoveries and turning points. Despite ongoing challenges, large-scale recoveries continue to define the business's identity. Complex rescues involving deeply embedded vehicles or remote desert recoveries showcased both technical skill and adaptability. These moments helped solidify the reputation of the operation, even as behind-the-scenes difficulties persisted. Each successful recovery reinforced audience interest while also increasing expectations for future content. The contrast between public success and private struggle became a defining feature of the overall journey. Conclusion: the story of this off-road recovery operation reflects a mix of innovation, resilience, and controversy shaped by years of demanding fieldwork in some of the harshest environments in the American Southwest. What began as small-scale towing efforts evolved into a widely viewed digital presence, built on real-world rescues. Yet alongside growth came financial strain, operational challenges, and interpersonal conflict that complicated the narrative. Ultimately, the journey highlights how high-risk industries can produce both remarkable success and significant personal and professional challenges behind the scenes.